Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How you guys doing? Looks like this is so real. Welcome to my home. Half virtual. But it's matching so well. I'm the Santa. He's a little buddy. Okay. Dying to see Yoko. Oh no, again? So sorry that I'm late. Again. Man, today it was so hard to get up or even to wake up. I think it's my eyes or the hormone imbalance or something. I'm awake, but my body wasn't. So I had I needed a long time to wake up. Hello, Yoko. Oh yeah, first thing first, Merry Christmas. I know it's a little early for you, but I guess I'm allowed to say that. Yoko elegant as always. Thank you. Yoko Ohio from Ohio. Ohio. Does it snow there? Has it snowed? Snowed, right? Snow. Did you guys have snow already? Because we did here in Fukuoka. Aloha. How are you? Peace and grace to you. Thank you. Speaking of Grace, I've been watching Grace and Frankie on Netflix. I know that it's a progressive show, but I enjoy it. It's about two ladies, elderly ladies, Grace and Frankie. And I like that show. By the way, my right eye twitches a lot lately. I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe it might be twitching, but never mind. Okay. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Nice tree. Yeah. I wish it was real. It's matching though, right? It's hard to tell, I guess. シカゴからこんばんは. Hello from Chicago. Hello. Wow. How's Chicago? Sabiako, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So happy to see you guys gathering here. Thanks for coming. How's everything? No snow where I'm at, unfortunately. Oh, really? Over here in Japan, it's been really cold. Oh, super chat! Thank you so much. You made my day. Thank you so much. Patriotic Gestalt. Oh, you're my Santa. You're my Santa. Thank you. Thank you so much. It helps us a lot. Yes. I'm gonna put it up for a while because I'm happy. Yes. Yeah, yeah, it's the Christmas time. And are you guys on holidays? What are you guys up to? Because over here in Japan, of course, we do celebrate Christmas, but it's on a different level. It's more about it's a marketing strategy rather than the real celebration. So what we celebrate rather is, of course, our culture, which is the New Year, and so it's a little different. But we begin to go back to our parents' house and so on when the year is actually ending, 29th, 30th, 31st, something like that. And then, spend the time with the families or relatives over the New Year's. And then our break continues until the end of the first week or two. So I know that you guys start working or going back to school right after the break. So it's really different. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Yoko. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas. I get that sometimes drink some electrolytes. That helps sometimes. Oh, super chat. Oh, thank you so much. Donnie girl. Thank you so much. Melekalikimaka. Am I reading it right? Blessings for the new year. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Are you guys excited about 2024? It's going to be such a, I don't know, like a dramatic year. I sense that, like it's going to start with the presidential election in Taiwan. And you guys will be having an election in November, right? It's 2024, right? Oh, and Biden versus Trump, probably. Yeah. Thank you for so much for your super chat. It really makes me happy. Thank you. Thank you. And yes, I agree. It's gonna be insane. Yes. Possibly like KFC's Yoko. I don't think so. KFC? Are we getting KFC? Are we getting KFC? No. My husband says no. Oh, my husband said that it's like they have lots of reservations or like it's sold out or something. Yeah, they line up, at KFC. Man, did I look like did I get fat? It's the hat, I think. It's the hat that's making me look chubby. KFC today, no. I did talk about KFC on Fox News. I think it was last year. It's interesting, the history with KFC here. Merry Christmas, says my husband. Hey, Yoko, and Merry Christmas. Thank you. Okay. Consumerism, yes. Reading leisure stuff sounds good. Off work for a week, visiting family. Nice. Oh man, like I already watched 2 Christmas movies yesterday. Like I watched 2 movies yesterday by myself. My husband didn't get to watch it because it's more of a, do you know like Hallmark movies, that are like holiday vibe and so on. It was not a Hallmark. It was just on Netflix, but they made it in that kind of way, like just heartwarming, like Christmas miracle kind of stuff. And I enjoyed it so much. Oh, super chat, thank you. Lots of Santa today. Thank you, Brad. Thank you always. Thank you so much. 4th Sunday of Advent. What does that mean? Advent? What is that? 4th Sunday? Advent. そういう言い方があるの？何なんだこれは。何 4th Sunday of Advent? なんかググったら出てくるんだけど。What does that mean? Sorry, I'm not familiar. Thank you so much for your super chat. It really helps me. Like like I'm smiling without effort. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, it's a thing in Japan for some reason. I think that their marketing succeeded here. Oh, by the way, I was watching the one TV program here last night, and it was talking about how everything is red now, like Santa costumes are red, but it wasn't red before the World War II. So that was what they were talking about. Like originally it was green or no, rather blue, I think, in Europe and so on. But this redness came with the Coca-Cola marketing strategy, and it spread widely through the US. And especially because Japan lost the World War II, and America's influence grew in Japan, right? Like America's big companies and so on came to Japan, and so like through that history, like in Japan, of course, it spreads. So like when I was little, I would picture Santa in my head, and it's like red costume. So Any opposition to Christmas this year? Because when Trump was in power, when he was the president, I know that, or before he became the president too, like the left was bashing Christmas so much that like Trump had to say like, let's celebrate, let's say happy Merry Christmas. Like he was saying that, I remember that. But today, like we don't get to hear that anymore. The left quit saying that. It's so like I realized like, oh, the leftists were weaponizing Christmas to attack Trump. They use whatever to attack Trump with. So crazy. Like leave Christmas alone, Is that a Hello Kitty with antlers? What is that? Hello Kitty? Is there a Hello Kitty? I don't know. わかんない。雪が降っています。Oh, it's snowing there. Must be cold. I wish we had one of those fireplace. This isn't real, This is green screen. So I wish that we had a fireplace. Instead, we have a stove, which leftists hate. It's not a gas. Is it gas? Like it's like we used a certain kind of oil. What it's called? I forget. But it's a stove, and of course they're like it's burning, so the leftists hate it. But speaking of which, you know how we nowadays see the news about like new technology, automobiles, like new kind of cars like EV and so on. And every time I see that, of course, it's great that we are developing new technology and it's important. I don't want that to stop. But at the same time, my husband and I were discussing how things are in, where was it? In India or wherever? I think it was in India. Yeah, or China, that like there are lots of like plastic trash or garbage, and like they don't do what we do here in Japan. Like when we throw away our trash or garbage and so on, or plastic, we separate them all, in certain bags of the local area. Like it's very strict and everyone follows that. And on the top of that, in Japanese stores nowadays, they were giving out plastic bags for free before as a service, but recently the government changed the policy, and now we have to bring our own bags to stores. So when we buy, we put what we purchased in our bag instead of using the plastic bags offered by the stores. And if you want to use plastic bags, and if you don't have bags with you or something, then you have to purchase, right? So like we are doing like small, like ridiculous efforts, but meanwhile in China or India or elsewhere, they just don't care and harming the environment. So like it's not fair. But anyway, man, Christmas is such a wonderful, beautiful time that I don't really want to talk about negative stuff. But I don't know. I don't know what you want me to talk about in this live stream today, but 選挙前から日本に行きたいです。来てください。Please come. Like for you, things should be cheap here in Japan now, because our Japan is cheap right now. Yen is weak, so you should definitely come. Like while this time, it sucks for us, but it's good for you. You should watch Christmas with the Cranks, a very fun Christmas movie. Wonderful Life. Wonderful Life sounds familiar. Best Christmas movie ever. Do you know the most popular Christmas movie here in Japan of the US? It's the best. It's the most popular, I bet. Yeah? The one that Trump was in. It's definitely like it's Yoko survey, so it's not a real survey. But in my opinion, the most popular Christmas movie from the US here in Japan is Home Alone. My husband is like, oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Christmas Story is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol is somehow famous here. I think that people do plays. Like I remember seeing a play at junior high school. Oh, internet. Internet just cut off for a second. Sorry for that. Hello, hello. Okay, let's go faster with the comments. When I lived in Tokyo, it only snowed for a few weeks. I enjoyed it though. Yeah. Sometimes though in Tokyo, like there's massive snow. Like they sometimes say like, oh, it's once in a decades or something like that. But I feel like it's happening frequently recently. So crazy, you know, like was it? So it snowed in Japan, like entire Japan, you know, lots of places were covered in snow just recently. But a week before that, it was really warm or rather hot. So hot and then super cold. And then we are expecting the new year to be warm too. It's like a roller coaster, you know, for us. It's really, my body is not keeping up with all this crazy ups and downs. Your DIL? What is DIL? They're here for Christmas. Sounds nice. Sounds nice. Hello, Yoko and people. Hello. You can start it with happy holidays. Happy holidays. Did you see the protesters against Israel? Like they're supposed to be Islam, right? But they were somehow celebrating Christmas and then bashing Israel or something. It was weird. Like I didn't understand what was going on the news. Like you don't even care about Christmas to begin with. Do you? I get confused. Oh, horns. I see. Like this. Palestinian demonstrators are vandalizing Jewish menorahs and tonight shut down the Christmas tree in San Francisco with vandalism. That's so awful. Like it's the I'm a spiritual person, you know. My husband is a spiritual person, so like the more I spend time with him, like I understand what it's like to live in this spiritual world and so on. And now what I think is, especially after, you know, embracing the beauty and wonderfulness of religious side, is that like what are they taking from the religions that they believe in, you know, to vandalize other people's beliefs, like, you know, things that are based on other people's beliefs and so on. Like just because you know, you see those who that don't believe in the same thing as you do doesn't mean that you should feel threatened. Like, isn't it like, doesn't religions teach about fears and so on? Like if you feel threatened, you know, or if you get angry, underneath the anger there are lots of different emotions, you know. Anger is just a disguise and there are more deep stuff underneath, and that's something that you need to dig. And it's not about other people or other beliefs, but it's so weird. People just, I don't know, like react. I think they're not thinking, they're reacting, I think. So it's such a sad world. So I've been meeting like great people, you know, like in political activities. And this one man that I met recently, he introduced this interesting idea to me, which is that if said, if it's put in that way, of course it is true. Like, no, everyone understands. But he said that, the time that we are here on this earth is limited. Like the world that we live in, we have the limits of our life, right? But then you meet somebody, or me, like talking to you guys, or you tuning into my channel and so on, and we are spending the time together. But as I said, the length of our time of our life is limited. So what that means is that you're dividing, like you're giving the precious part of your life to the people that you spend time with. Like it's a present, it's a gift for those who you encounter. So like after hearing that, like I know it's common sense, but like I just had the opportunity to think about it again, and I realized like how precious and important this time now is, because we're not here for forever. So vandalizing, like is that a thing that you want to do here in this world? Like considering all sorts of stuff, it's crazy. Green screen. I thought that was real. Sorry. Oh, super chat. Where? Oh, thank you so much for super chat. Die Hard is one of my favorite Christmas movies. Is it Christmas movies? Die Hard, Christmas movie. There are many Die Hard series. I don't know. My husband says he loves a movie series. 不運な男? Unfortunate man? Huh? Oh, but the actor is now having a clinical, like his health condition is not good, right? It's so sad, but time flies, Oh, this one? Me. Oh, what? Loved seeing at CPAC. Didn't get to watch everything, but watched the Jack Bottle part. Oh, you were at CPAC, or? Oh, you mean that you saw the video? Yeah. Yes. Jack was such a nice guy, and like his family is just so beautiful. Like I could stare at them like whatever. I know I sound like a creep, but like it's such a loving, great family, And I was so impressed or touched by how Jack and his wife were talking to the kids. Like I can tell that they're gonna be smart. It's the parenting. Like I could see, like they're doing that. Like watching a Rambo. I guess like not you, but whoever uploaded it. I don't think it's supposed to be that way because they sell the online ticket too. But so meet that. But that's good that you're catching up with what's going on here. I think only guys think it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, I thought that was one of those. Yeah. Have you read the 5 love languages? Spending time together is one of the 5. Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't know about that, but yes, I agree. Because like people tell sometimes I talk to online trolls or internet trolls, and then people often try to stop me because it's a waste of time. Like I should have better things to do. But yeah. I think both citizens from Israel and Palestine are victims of both governments and interests behind. That's true. Like it's all about education, you know. So like if they are brainwashing like crazy. So, but what's interesting is that those anti-Israel people, and also like it's the same here. For example, in Okinawa, Okinawa is a critical place for us Asians because China is coming, like they're expanding, right? So we want to make sure that Okinawa has a good military basis, and we can do all kinds of military things. But the residents don't get it, like some of them, especially because there are lots of activists and leftist media and so on. They're working in the way that CCP likes, so it's a critical place. But they're not notified really. Like our government, my husband was saying yesterday, but our government doesn't tell our citizens that China is coming to get our land. Like it's obvious through the parts of the news that we hear, but there's no backstory to that we are seeing on the news. That people don't get it, like what's going on. It's I know that internationally it's a common sense that China is expanding and it's coming to Taiwan, and then now to Okinawa is in picture as well, but people don't get it, and like our government doesn't point that out. So what happens is that Okinawa people feel that Japan just wants to do military stuff for no reason, and they're scared that Japanese government will, go out of hand or something like that. And that's the story that the left side is reporting. So yeah, same, like just reminded me of that. Speaking of Israel though, I've been checking out some articles about the presidential election of the US, and it's interesting because usually the Republican Party side, they talk about the domestic politics, like a taxation basically, and how the system is, right? Like the establishment, blah blah blah, or the education or border or something like that. Like it's all about your country. But this time it's going to be about Ukraine or China or Israel, and it's foreign policy. And when it comes to foreign policy, there are lots of people that are doing business internationally, and also in America, there are lots of immigrant families. So what that means is that their opinions are divided as well. Doesn't matter if you're on the right side or left side. So it's all like mixed up, but it's going to be about like the foreign policy aspect will have a large amount or of the election, I think. Just the impression that I'm looking at from another country. So when that happens, Trump is great, right? Like we want that strong figure in the world, but at the same time, we are, to be honest with you, like we outsiders are scared that Trump will just quit everything, to fix your country first. Like that's great, but like it depends on how, right? Or how much you cut, or how, like the power balance, the shift and so on. I know that Trump is smart and he listens to experts, but then he's limiting the experts as well because not everyone is loyal to him. So I'm like, I love America, but at the same time, I'm an outsider. So like I have to think about my country and our independence together with our allies, right? So it's like I'm like my perspectives or emotions are all mixed up lately. Nikki Haley, for example, I know that you don't like her, and I get that, like neocon type is not good for American patriots, but seeing from another country, I'm like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like, oh, it's so difficult. Politics is so difficult. 日本にクリスチャンはどう見るの Can you paraphrase that? That's cute. どう見られているかだ。You mean how Christians are seen in Japan? Merry Christmas, Yoko, Hidetoshi, and Ocha. A Christmas Carol is a great movie. 38. And so it's a wonderful life for God. So loved the world that he... What? Is it cut off for? Nice. Home Alone 2. Home Alone series. I think both. Yeah, 1 was fun. 2, I don't remember well. 1 was the one that Trump was in, right? 2, Lost in New York. Many of these new EV cars are total junk. A family member of mine had a battery go bad, and it cost $16,000 to replace. What? It was still in warranty, so they didn't pay, but they sold it when it expired. Oh, wow. It's just not efficient, right? Oh, what's interesting recently about the new energy thing is that in China, they are building lots of solar panels on mountains. But in order to do that, you first have to destroy the forest, right? Get rid of all the trees from the mountains and then put all these panels. So like, what are you doing? Like, destroying the earth first, and then you're saying that you're doing good for the environment. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So silly. And when when some kind of like heavy rain or whatever happens, then that's gonna create a disaster too. Man, solar panels are so scary because once it's in the water, you get the electric shock is what I'm trying to say. It's really dangerous. It looms like a corridor with antlers on the couch. It's difficult for me, but I learned that antlers mean this, right? I don't know. Okay, wait, I went way too back, I guess. Okay. Hello, Yoko-san. Hello, Merry Christmas. Sorry, I don't have anything to give you though. I'm appearing like a Santa, and you guys are rather my Santa. Most Okinawans know they depend on the US for their safety. My husband is Okinawan. Oh, cool. I hope they know, because the media, what sucks about Okinawa, what I see is basically 2 things. First, the governor sucks. He's a leftist. He's basically working for China. I don't know where the intention is coming from. Maybe just to, go against the current LDP administration. But whatever his intention is, what he's doing is serving China. So that's one big problem. Another is the media. The newspapers there, I hear, are basically two big newspapers, and they're really like extremely leftist. And there's one that's trying hard, but it's small, like people don't read that newspaper. And not to mention the media in general, like the national network, it's all left biased. So yeah, they don't get to see the good information, with the real story. But I guess that if you are living there, then the community is there, like all the US soldiers and so on, they contribute to the local economy and people can see that. So I'm not too worried about their recognition in that sense. But I don't know, like what happens to like it might be prejudice. But I feel like people that live in like warm climate tend to be like nice people that don't really fight. Like those who live in the north, like they're like, like they fight you, over food and so on. Oh, $5. Sorry, wait. I served in Okinawa. I don't see them leaving anytime soon. Leave. Who leaves? Thank you for super chat. I'm still practicing my Japanese. I'm getting better at kanji, but it's not very good. But yeah, I was asking how Christians are seen in Japan. In general, I don't think that the thing about Christianity or Christian people is that Japanese people, I don't think, are aware that Americans are Christians. Like, I mean, we know, but like we don't know the level of their religious, like we don't know the religious level, like we know that Americans say like, oh my God, I guess that's something that you shouldn't say if you are very old fashioned or like a traditional Christians. Like, I don't even know. But yeah, like we kind of know, but we don't really know. And we don't see Christians in Japan, right? Yeah. Only I think it was like 1 or 2% population. But my husband went to Christian kindergarten, Christian junior high school, and Christian high school. So my husband was surrounded by Christians, I guess, or those who understand Christianity. And he went to what? Catholic kindergarten? And then junior high school to high school, he was Protestant. So like my husband knows both sides, But yeah, we don't get to see Christian people here. Unless like Republicans here, that are living here. Oh, true. Like we don't have the impression of Christians being bad, like we don't have negative image of Christians. I guess because especially I think that like looking back in our history, there was Shiro Amakusa. And so like secret Christians in Japan too. So like oh yeah, Japanese people. The thing about Japanese people is that a lot of them, like majority of them, I think they nowadays when they have a wedding, it's our Christian church.
Not Christian.
They're vowing in front of the God that they have never met or they have never trusted or believed in. Like they don't know what the place is for, but yeah, they have a wedding there. Because I think that it's the influence of the Hollywood movies, Like, you think that Hollywood is left biased and so on, and I agree. However, the religion is tied to your lifestyle, everyday life. Wedding, it's a church. Nowadays, maybe just a regular place, maybe, but it's not a surprise, right, to have a wedding at church. So, super chat. Yeah, let's read this. こんばんは、よこちゃん. Thank you so much for your super chat. Nice Santa hat. And have you reserved your bucket for KFC? Everyone is asking me that. Hope you can make it to Tokyo for New Year's. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we are not having KFC. I don't even know what we are having. Yeah, there's one in walking distance though, but I'm pretty sure that people are going there. So my husband and I, like Japanese people, for some reason, like to get in line. It's worth the wait, or maybe it's a fun thing that people enjoy. But my husband and I, we have short temper. We can't wait. So like when there's a line, we're like, oh, forget about it, and we go somewhere else. But yeah. Thank you for your super chat. It really means a lot to me. Thank you. We love Protestants. You're a Protestant too? Huh. Empress Michiko's family. Is it? 上皇陛下の上皇なんて言うんだっけじゃあ美智子皇后陛下のファミリーはクリスチャンかみたいな。
違うよ。そうかもしれない。
なんか
そうだったかもしれない。
Maybe. I know that Taro Aso is Christian, right?
そうらしいね。
Yeah, like that's something that we hear. Is he the vice president of LDP now? Taro Aso, former vice, former prime minister.
っていうか、安倍さんの奥さん、昭恵さんのがクリスチャンでしょ。
What's Abe's wife? I mean, is Abe's wife Christian too? Yeah, like we don't get surprised, when people are Christians, but on a daily basis, though, like we don't meet them. Sometimes, though, rarely we meet Muslims. But it's easy to detect them, right? Because they are dressed differently, or they eat differently, so it stand out. But Christians, they don't stand out here. We're Catholic, and my husband growing up in all Catholic education in Okinawa. There's that system there. Interesting. Yeah, my husband went to like private schools. So private schools, of course, oftentimes are owned by some kind of religious group or company or something.
だからアメリカの宣教師が100年前に
そうか、あなたのね。So my husband junior high school to high school. It was the school built by the what you call なんていうんだっけ、宣教師。いや、宣教師じゃないの。神父。なんだっけな。知ってるけど忘れちゃった。宣教師。Missionary. So missionary from America built my husband's junior high school and high school 100 years ago. So yeah. So they were missionaries were coming to Japan often, Did I tell you guys that I've been to Mormon church? How are Mormons seen in the US? Aren't they active in Utah? Or I don't know. I listened to it was like I like those boys, like Mormon guys. They were nice, they enjoyed music. Like one day they appeared at the music store that I was working at the time, like 10 years ago or so, and just good boys. But then they I was talking to them in English at my workplace, and they say like, oh, there's this English lessons that we are giving out for free, so why don't you come? And I'm like, okay, like I like English and I want to have I want to have those who like those friends that I can speak English with. So I went, and then there was this conversation part too, at the beginning. But then they took me to another place in the building, and then I had to watch all this video, introduction video of Mormon beliefs, and it was about the heaven and hell. And then afterwards, they would ask me like, "What do you think?" So I'm like, I thought I came here for English. That was like a trap. Mormons are in Utah, and they are heretics, sort of from other Christians. Mixed bag. They have some strange beliefs. But usually pretty good people. Yeah, they're good people. Like that's something that I can tell. Someday they are not really Christians. Interesting. Mormons are everywhere, but mainly in the West, especially Utah. Yeah, that's very interesting. Politically, Mormons will get along with you pretty well. Technologically, they are small sects. Everyone sees them as nice. Isn't that interesting? That's so interesting. Huh. Yes, they wanted to convert me. Yes, exactly. Mormons were cool when they wouldn't allow blacks in their churches. Oh, they didn't allow them? Government wouldn't allow that. Interesting. I see. 15 minutes to go. Yes. Is it true that evangelical Christianity base is growing among Japanese youths? Surprisingly, I think I learned that on Wikipedia. 福音派が日本で広がっている日本の若者の間で Never heard. And in Japan, it's really, really rare that people are Christians. Even the Christian population in Japan, even if it jumps from 2% to 4%, for example, it's only 4%. Yeah, like even if it doubled, it's really low. Japanese people are naturally just, we believe in Shinto, people don't realize it, but we do. So like we believe that every little thing, like even this glass or this microphone, like everything has a spirit living in it. So that's why we cherish them. And also we don't throw things away easily, because we like it's a living thing basically. Like there's a spirit, and also there are some powers looking over us, our ancestors, our gods, like different type of like deities, so like we are always like, oh, like we are watched, so then we don't vandalize or anything, or we overconsume. We are like humble. That's what we are. And also on New Year's Day we go to shrines and greet. So yes. You're a convert. Cool. Buddhism and Shinto are very different. But yes, Japan mixed them. For survival, for our survival, I think. Because 1500 years ago. Because when Shinto was here first, and then Buddhism came, right? And then so our people at that time had to think about how to live with that. Should we ban them, or should we take them, or if we swallow them, in what way? Like what is the level. So I'm pretty sure that our ancestors, back in the day struggled a lot, but they did a good job. So Japanese Buddhism, I think, is different from like the real Buddhism too. ね。
だからインドとか中国とか東南アジアの仏教と日本の仏教は違う。
So the Buddhism in China or India or elsewhere, it's different here. Yeah. Japanized Buddhism. I loved visiting the old Japanese temples when it was there. They're beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, the architecture is amazing. Yeah. I treat my things the same way. Nice. I take very good care of my stuff. That's important. That's very important. Yeah. I feel like American people's mentality is coming closer with ours. I don't know which is reaching to how. like we communicate a lot, we interact a lot, and we consume each other's stuff, right? And I saw a post by this Japanese man that's living in the US, and he was writing that more Americans take off their shoes now, realizing that it's more clean that way. So that was interesting, and that's true, because like I watch YouTubers, and some of them really hate it to like if their guests try to come into their house with their shoes on. And so yeah, like it's interesting that we evolve, like Japanese side too, like we are of course like Americanized. And yeah. Whew. Christianity was banned in Japan at that time. Many died as martyrs there. Yeah, there was this like a civil war. Limited though. So symbolic guy was there too. So it was like they were secretly Christians, but still it's the minorities though. Do you have any advice for foreigners to practice Japanese? Oh, 日本語の練習をするにあたってのアドバイス。
俺がどうやって英語の練習をしたらいいかな。
Japanese is, the thing about Japanese language is that it's even difficult for us natives. Like I come across kanjis that I can't read, so I often have to ask my husband or go Google. And true. It depends on, my husband is saying like it depends on if you want to speak or if you want to be able to write, like what's the aim there.
読もうと思ったら、漢字とひらがなとカタカナと3つ勉強しない。
Yeah, so true. If you want to read Japanese, then you have to study the 3 ways of writing, right? Kanji, hiragana, katakana, and then all the vocabulary and in writing. So it has to match. So that's a lot of work. But speaking is something that you just practice, I think. But when it comes to me, when I learned English, I made sure that I know the grammar first. And of course, like while studying grammar, you have to learn a bit of vocabulary too. But basically, I was studying grammar, and then I was studying like words too, like vocabularies too, with idioms and so on too. But at the same time, I made sure that I remember sentences as they are. Right? I just remember. Like I don't think about like why is this way or that way. Like it's just language. So bam, you just have to remember. So like it's just, it's like taking pictures in my head. Just remember, and then also when you do that, like how I was doing is that in order to like my aim was to be able to use that sentence in real life. So I had to like I was changing the subject and so on to my daily life. Like like there are sentences like she loves playing tennis, for example, right? So then I would change it to Hide likes playing tennis, so that like I could say that in real life. So I was doing that like Tom is taller than Jeff. Then I would change it to like Hide is taller than Yoko. Like I would switch and practice and so on. Yeah, and also you have to practice with your ears too. Lots of things to do in language. But what helped me the most is that I dated American boys. Yeah, it helps because you're passionate. You become passionate to study because you want to connect and communicate. My husband was like, do Japanese like American foods? Yes, we love American foods. Kanji is very muskashi. Yes, I agree. The problem that Japanese people have nowadays is that we can read kanji and we can type it and we can pick the right ones. But then when we try to write it down by our hands, we can't remember. Like that's a thing. It's a new thing now. Like we know which kanji is what and we know how to read and everything. But when it comes to writing, because we don't write it anymore, we're like, oh wait, like we have the vision, but we're like, wait, the small part, like what was that? Like, it happens. It's so weird. Like so, like you have to make sure that you're writing too. Yeah, we're used to the technology, on the smartphones and internet. I like how accent is not extremely thick, aka you speak American very well. Thank you. The reason why I studied American English so hard is because I fell in love with the sounds of American English. I guess it's a standard American English though, but I didn't go. Somehow, a lot of Japanese people tend to like the UK accent, like British accent. For me, it was not. It was the American sound. So I'm a music person, so I really, I react very, I don't know, like my sensitivity to sounds is very strong, or how do you say that? Like I'm sensitive when it comes to sounds. So yes, but yeah. So I listen to American, like American entertainment or American music or American, I don't know, Netflix shows or YouTube videos. Like I listen to American English every day for hours. It's something that I've been doing for decades now. It's so crazy when you think about it. But like, yeah, I still have struggles when I form sentences, and obviously my vocabulary isn't enough, right? But at least when it comes to like listening, I can understand way much more than before. So that's good. You can't go away. I'm so used to the American accent that I can't pronounce like British people. Let's read this in a UK British accent. I'll try that. Intuitive. You have a good ear for language. I don't even know. language. See, like, I have no idea. You speak wonderful English. Thank you. I try. Deadwood is a fantastic American series. Deadwood. Your English is very good. You could definitely do translation work. I wish I could. Still, translation is difficult because you have to know both languages with characteristics, like which matches the best and so on. Like, I think that you have to be a reader, of books to do that sort of stuff. Of course, together with the language ability, which I wish I had. I need to live in the US for a while, I think, in order to boost my level. But when though? Like, I want to visit the US and so on too, but now leftists are so radical. And also you have all these dangerous immigrants inside of the US. So I have to say, I don't feel safe, as a tourist. Like, I can't. Like, if I'm with Americans, like local people, then I think that I'll be fine. But like, I wouldn't travel around by ourselves, like in a time like this. Even in Japan, it's getting dangerous. So it would be hilarious if you picked up a thick New York accent or thick Texas accent. I was watching it's called Young Sheldon, on Netflix, and they were. I think it's supposed to be in Texas, so they were speaking in Texas accent, but it's so difficult. Like, I can tell that they have an accent, but I don't know exactly what's happening there, so I can't copy. We Americans struggle to understand the British. That's interesting. I guess is it like a strict dialect, kind of? Like, it's the same language but different accent. Like in Japanese too, like depending on where you are in Japan, we have different dialects. My area, my Japanese is actually like I can do standard too, but still, like, I can't hide my accent completely sometimes because it's in what we call intonation, like the flow of the sound. Wish you a very happy Christmas, Yoko. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. What are you gonna do for Christmas? Getting Christmas gifts or giving Christmas gifts? I need to give money on a New Year's Day because that's what we adults do in Asia. We have to give money to kids on New Year's days. But you guys gave me super chat, so I will use that. Yeah. Okay, anyway, it's been an hour, so I should go like very soon. I feel for Japanese it will be easier for them to speak British since the British don't use so much letter R. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like Japanese people often say that it's easier to hear the British English than American English. But now I can't understand what British people are saying. Like I kind of it's gotten better than before. I think my understanding gotten better than before, but I loved English when I was in high school, especially, and I studied hard by myself, and then for the university exams, I took the entrance exams in using English and Japanese because if you are applying for private universities, that's the option that you have. Like you can apply with like one subject or two subjects. So that's what I was doing with English and sometimes combined with Japanese. So that's the style that I was going for. And I applied for this one university in Tokyo, very good one. And my English was good. My understanding was good back then too. So I applied, and okay, so this is gonna be only in English. I'm gonna, I will probably enter this university. And I go there, and then I sit down, and there are bam, two big problems or questions, ready for you on the paper. So it's like just two sections. And then they said that there's gonna be some footage that's gonna air there. So we have to listen and then answer the question, two questions, and write your opinions and so on. And then bam, it starts, and it's BBC News. And I'm like, I can't hear a thing. It's I was familiar with American English, but BBC News, like British news, I'm like, the whole time I was like, oh, huh? I couldn't write anything, like, that's how much it's different. Bad memory. Anyway, I was able to enter some other school though, so that's good. I did graduate. So Osaka accent is quite funny. Yeah, it's very it reflects their mentality. Yes. Thank you for reaching out to us in English, Yoko. We need more Japanese conservatives communicating with us rather than hearing Western liberal propaganda only. Yes, our media is dead and terrible. I agree. It's politics, I think, is much easier than we are taught. That we only need to communicate. Without the media, like we can directly communicate today with the development of technology. So that just like what we are doing, like sometimes I will say something that you don't like or vice versa. But if you know like where we are coming from and our, personalities and so on, and then I don't think that we will have problems. 2024 would not be a good year for a visit to the US because it's an election. Yeah, exactly. Election year and summer protests. Summer protests will start. Ah, right. That's what you do in election year. It's a thing. Yeah. You're probably right, though. It's going to happen again. Just like BLM. Oh, man. Many different accents in America, like New Yorker accent, Texan, Southern West Coast, Valley Girl, Minnesota. I want to copy that one day with a red envelope. Red envelope is, I think, is Chinese stuff. Over here in Japan, I actually have that. Wait. This is the one that I'm gonna use. Cute, right? Little kids like that. So I'm gonna use this to give money. Like lots of small, cute envelope here in Japan. So Chinese people use red ones, but yeah. 日本人留学生が帰国するらしい。どこからだろう。We give money in America too. Oh, you do? Oh, take care, Yoko. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you. Yes, I could talk to you guys for forever, but I have to go. It's 4 in the afternoon, and we have to get ready for our Christmas meal. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? Maybe expensive restaurant. I guess not. We can't. We have to, I don't know, stay low when it comes to money so that we can travel around in Japan to do political activities. Tokyo, a good place to visit. Yes. But I would recommend Kyoto or Fukuoka, my place. Because you want, like in Tokyo, it's a lot of just buildings after buildings, and there are lots of places to shop and so on. But and also I guess that there's some cultural stuff too, but I don't know. It depends on what kind of stuff that you are seeking. But Kyoto is usually a great place for sightseeing. You know, you can see lots of cultural stuff, and also you can take the bicycle and tour around by yourself, or you can experience some traditional stuff too, and eat good stuff, buy good souvenirs. Over here in Fukuoka, we have shrines, temples, mountains, the sea. Like it's a compact city, so you can enjoy shopping and so on too, eat really like fresh fish and so on too. And then like you can do all kinds of stuff within this small place, so it's a good place to live. Yep. Anyway, I gotta go. Thank you so much for all your comments. Sorry I couldn't take everything. But get steak. Oh, I want to get steak. Yes. I was saying that yesterday. Like, I want to eat meat. I'm not converted to any religion, but I'm converting into eating meat. Like, I'm a meat girl now. I'm not a girl. I'm a mature woman. But you know what I mean? Like, my husband loves meat so much that he takes me to all these meat eating restaurants. So like, oh, I love meat now. So bad. I want to eat brisket one day. That's my dream. Brisket. Right? Brisket, right? It's I saw that in Young Sheldon. Brisket. It's a meat. Roast turkeys. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, there are lots of like ethnic. Huh? あれターキーじゃないの? Isn't it turkey? ケバブとかは違うんだっけ? あれ鳥か. Chicken. Right, it's chicken. Chicken and beef. Sorry. In Japan, we don't get to eat turkey. No. Right. We eat chicken, beef, pork, and then a bit of lamb and mutton. But turkey, no turkey. It's difficult to find, according to my husband. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. I'm like, your sleepiness is coming to me. So thank you so much, guys. Distant yelling 日で。ちょっと離れたとこから叫んでる日で。Thank you, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on your precious Christmas Eve. I really enjoyed our conversations. And also, thank you so much for your super chat. For those who gave me your precious money, thank you so much. Okay. 四国. I think it's gonna be boring, but if you enjoy countryside, then you might love it. Yes. Brisket. Yeah. Okay. I gotta go. Thank you, guys. Guys, Jim, have a great Christmas. Thank you. You too. Thank you. It's a Christmas Eve now. Oh, true. Right. It has become Christmas Eve for you. Yay, we are living the same day. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night and Merry Christmas. Okay, see you soon. Bye.